Hello and welcome to AltheaSuite. Today I'm going to show you how we can do some exchanges and orders in AltheaSuite. So to get started, we're going to go into our orders module. Once we're here, we're going to go up there to the top left to hit the new button. Now when creating the new order, I'm going to select my customer. And I'm going to choose my delivery mode. Now I'm going to go ahead and add my product. I'm going to add some combinations here. These are just add-ons that I want to apply to the sale. And then finally, it's going to ask me for the warranty. Now with all this information in here, I'm going to go ahead and expand this. Now to get started with the exchange, what I can do is go to the context menu of the item. So context menu, and then in here we have a button called Add the Exchange. This is also where you can get to the add sales return or do a return on it. But for this tutorial, we're going to do Add Exchange. So once we click this, this is going to add the same item down at the bottom. You can see it has turned red. If I scroll to the right, you can see that the money is also red, letting you know that there will be a return or a refund of some sort. What this also does is it opens up this button right here to select the QLN that we want to do the exchange for. This is going to look at the previous orders that we have. So once I select that, it's going to either ask me to put the order number in or go ahead and add the QLN. Now the QLN that I want to do the exchange for happens to be this one right here. So when I pre-populate it, it says it's not enhanced because we've already delivered it to the customer, but this is the item that we want to exchange. So once I press that, also going to reverse calculate the order number that had it in there as well. So now that we've chosen the QLN that we want to do the exchange for, we'll go ahead and press OK. Now what that also did, it added in the warranty from the previous order onto here. And now it says exchanging quick lookup number KYQ4. So this is the new item that we're going to be adding to the sale and delivering to the customer. This is the item that we're going to be returning back to our stock in the form of exchange. So once you're ready to go ahead and continue, we'll scroll down and hit that create button. This prompt right here is letting you know that you're about to exchange an item that we haven't invoiced yet. This will also let you know that once we do this, it is permanent and cannot be undone, even if the current order is later modified or deleted. So we'll go ahead and hit that continue button. Now this is the prompt. Let me know, are you sure you want to continue without serial numbers? We'll go ahead and say yes to that. Now what this did is it created us a brand new order. And if I go to my pending delivery queue, I'm going to be searching specifically for this order. So once I search for this order, you'll see that majority of this order is all looking good, but the one item that we want to exchange is still that red color, letting you know that we do want to bring that one back. So at this point, if we want to, we can schedule everything together. Maybe we're going to go in one trip and do the exchange and also the delivery. Or we can separate this and add this one to its own schedule. That way someone can go get it and then return it back. But for this tutorial, I'm going to go ahead and create the schedule for all of these items. So in my truck view, if I go over here, just place this into my truck. We'll do it for today's date. You can see right here on this line, the item that we're exchanging is a -1 quantity, letting the people know who look at this appointment that this one does need to come back. Let's go ahead and put my slot for my trip and go ahead and save this onto my appointments. Once it's there, we'll go ahead and go back. And what this has done in this account is created us a trip. This moment we put that on the calendar. So now I'm going to look at my trip for today. Here's our trip right there. We're going to go to the context menu and go ahead and load this truck. So very important during the loading of the truck phase, if it's for an item that you're exchanging, that item is going to exist in the loaded items tab. So if you go over to loaded items, you'll see that QLN that we selected during the exchange process is here. It's in that highlighted red, letting you know that this item will eventually come back. We have done this by adding this item already to the loaded items, so you're not trying to load a negative item, for example. So with this QLN, let's go ahead and add this to our loaded side as well. Once the truck is completely loaded, then you go ahead and complete the loading. Now the loading is complete, we'll go ahead and do the process of actually delivering this. So I'm going to emulate this by starting the strip. We'll go ahead and start this. We're going to say yes. So now at this point, we're going to go ahead and hit this deliver now button. This one's going to show you of all the things that we want to deliver to this customer. One of the things that we want to deliver is going to be this negative item right here. So this process, what this will do is it will put this into its own little bucket of picked up items, and I will show you that module here in a moment. But first, I'm going to go ahead and collect the signature, take any pictures if it's required, any notes if it's required, and then mark this as delivered. So what that did is it delivered my new order that I created, and it added that QLN to the new item. And then the exchange item that was read in that has gone into its own little queue. So I'm going to end the trip. Now in the same deliveries module, we can come down over here to picked up items. These are all the items that are done through the sales return or exchanging processes. Now at this point, it is labeled as the item status is exchange. So at this point, we can go to the context menu and we can move this to our warehouse. So now of the exchange item that's coming back, it's up to you on which warehouse you want to put it in. Was this exchange like a normal exchange, like nothing happened to the item, or does this need to go into a certain scratch and dent item warehouse? So scratch and dent, back on the floor, or back into my stock warehouse. It's up to you. So I'm going to say this is going to go back into my Redmond 3 warehouse. And once I press that OK button, it will take it out of this queue. And there was a stock transaction of a stock back in to the warehouse I just selected. To check that, we can go into our inventory module and go into stock transactions. And if I come over here, here's this line right here. So there's a stock in right there into Redmond number 3. And if I scroll over to the right for our narration, was received on exchange based on order number 27, which is the one that we just did. There's also a stock out narration for the new item that I delivered to my customer. Now, because that was an order, you still need to go into your delivery history and finally invoice that order that we just did. So if we look at today's date, here is that order number 27. At this point, we can go to the context menu and then create the invoice and get that done. So that is how to do exchanges in AltheaSuite using orders. Thank you.